Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण वाञ्छ कल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय शीला प्रभुपाद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण प्लीज एक्सेप्ट माय हम्बल obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity Karmakanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to the Srimad Bhagavatam class, may I know who all joined this morning?
हरे कृष्ण गीता गंधर्विका माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शालकोट हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this
हरे
is
कृष्ण
Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna Bala Vrinda, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining and chanting so nicely. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashmati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Illinois.
Hare Krishna Yashmati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association on all the calls. Mataji, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dhamma Pranam to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashram devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every day. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranama Guru Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devidasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Radha Pyari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhandas Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev, all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Shiromani Nandarani Devidasi from Hyderabad. Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
thank
Krishna Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Missing your voice, Mataji. Thank you for joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji and all the devotees. My humble obeisances to all of you. I'm Sudhakar joining from Saudi Arabia.
Hare Krishna Sudhakar Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining and thank you for your services. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shamagari Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shamagauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and thank you for all the services for the group, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Okay, then we will start the recording. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 4th chapter, 14 and 15th verse. Before I hand over the call to Mataji, I request Sudhakar Prabhu to take over and give a brief introduction about Mataji. Sudhakar Prabhuji, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Madhavi Gaurangi Devidas Mataji started practicing bhakti in the very young age of 9 and started visiting the ISKCON Punjab Bagh temple in central Delhi. She received initiation from His Highness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2015 in Gita Nagare. She holds a Bhakti Shastri degree from ISKCON Chowpatty. Currently, Mataji is serving in her local ISKCON Falifetti temple as a preacher, where she regularly gives Srimad Bhagavatam classes and as well as the Sunday feast classes. Also, she is preaching on different ISKCON online forums throughout the world. Academically, Mataji holds a degree in MBA Finance from ICFA University, India. Professionally, she worked as a manager for 5 years in DLF India and also worked for Vanguard in Malvern for 4 years. Mataji has been married in the family of the Sri Prabhupada disciples. Her husband is His Grace Chaitanya Chandra Das, who is also a disciple of His Highness Bhakti Charu Swami Prabhuji. She has 2 sons, Keshav Das and Madhav Das. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that introduction. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your wonderful services to ISKCON Mataji. Thank you so much for your association. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for inviting me and welcoming so warmly. And this wonderful, wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam this morning. This Sangha is really wonderful, doing great job. I have heard people across the world, they are joining the call in the morning. Amazing and very encouraging for me, inspiring to progress in the spiritual life. Thank you so much for doing these services. So today we are going to read Srimad Bhagavatam and Canto 8, Chapter 4, Text 14 and 15. But before we are going to do some prayers, these prayers are Shisht Parampara or given or set by our Acharyas. So the purpose behind doing these prayers is to give gratitude to all those teachers who have given us so much deep understanding of the knowledge. This treasure of knowledge which is coming from our Guru Parampara. So let's do Mangalacharan. Whosoever knows that, let's start with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and some auspicious prayers. I'm sure all of you must have known about these prayers. So keep muted, but please recite. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiriyet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhagavati Devi Bhakti नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So let's just start with today's verse, Canto 8, chapter. Mataji, you want me to share?
Either way, Mataji, whatever you prefer.
You can share, Mataji, if you
Okay,
have.
Mataji.
It's up.
Hare Krishna. I'm sharing. 1 second.
Text 14, Canto 8, Chapter 4. Etan Maharaja Tavrito Maya Krishnanubhava Gajraj Mokshanam Sarvagyam Yasyasam Kali Kalmashapam Duswapnanasham Kuru Varya Shrinvatam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But we don't have purport for this verse, but for the next we have. My dear King Parikshit, I have now described the wonderful power of Krishna as displayed when the Lord delivered the king of the elephants. O best of the Kuru dynasty, those who hear this narration become fit to be promoted to the higher planetary systems. Simply because of hearing this narration, they gain a reputation. As devotees, they are unaffected by the contamination of Kali Yuga and they never see bad dreams. We are going to take next verse also, text 15. यथानुकीर्तयन्ते च श्रेयस्कामाद्विजात्यः शौच्या प्रातर उत्थाय दुःस्वप्ने उपशन्यते. Translation: Therefore, after getting up from bed in the morning, those who desire their own welfare, especially the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and in particular the Brahmana Vaishnavas, should chant this narration as it is, without deviation, to counteract the troubles of bad dreams. Purport: every verse in the Vedic literature, especially in the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, is a Vedic mantra. Here, the words Yathanukirta Yanti are used to recommend that this literature be presented as it is. Unscrupulous persons, however, deviate from the actual narration and interpret the text in their own way with grammatical jugglery. Such deviations are to be avoided. This is a Vedic injunction supported by Shukadeva Goswami, one of the Mahajanas or authorities. He says, Yathanukirtayanti, one should recite the mantra as it is, without deviation. For then one will be eligible to rise to the platform of all good fortune. Shukadeva Goswami especially recommends that those who are Brahmanas, Sauchya, recite all these mantras after rising from bed in the morning. Because of sinful activities at night, we have bad dreams, which are very troublesome. Indeed, Maharaj Yudhishthira was obliged to see hell because of slight deviation from devotional service to the Lord. Therefore, swapna, bad dreams, occur because of sinful activities. A devotee sometimes accepts a sinful person as his disciple, and to counteract the sinful reactions he accepts from the disciple, he has to see a bad dream. Nonetheless, the spiritual master is so kind that in spite of having bad dreams due to the sinful disciple, he accepts this troublesome business for the deliverance of the victims of Kali Yuga. After initiation, therefore, a disciple should be extremely careful not to commit again any sinful act that might cause difficulties for himself and the spiritual master. Before the deity, before the fire, before the spiritual master, and before the Vaishnavas, the honest disciple promises to refrain from all sinful activity. Therefore, he must not again commit sinful acts and thus create a troublesome situation. Wonderful purport and wonderful, wonderful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Before starting this or jumping onto the verse straight away, I am going to give some context of the verse. But prior to that, how it is connected with the Mahatmya or importance of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam Purana, which we commonly refer as Srimad Bhagavatam, we all know is considered as the ripened fruit of all the Vedic knowledge. And that's why Srila Vyasadeva, in first chapter, he is writing this wonderful verse, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. Nigam kalpataru galitam phalam, shukmukhad amrita dravya samyutam, pivat bhagavat rasmalyam, muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. That this nectar, this juice is relishable even by liberated souls. The Srimad Bhagavatam is ripened fruit. It's Amrita. And this Srimad Bhagavatam is giving so many events and so many things are happening in Srimad Bhagavatam pertaining to Bhagavan and Bhaktas, that Srimad Bhagavatam, in the narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see these three important tattvas, which is coming out of as the conclusion. And these three tattvas are given to us by Jiva Goswami or explained by Jiva Goswami in his Shat Sandarbhas. First one is Sambandha Jnana, the relationship of the living entity with the Supreme Lord. The other one is Abhidheya, or the sadhana, or the process through which we can reach our sadhya or prayojana. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said that prayojana is Krishna Prema. And the sadhana is none other than Bhakti Yoga, worship. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to be more precise, in Chaitanya Mat Manjusha, Srinath Chakravarti, he is saying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conclusion about Abhidheya is worship like Vraj Gopis. Very wonderful. So Srimad Bhagavatam describes various incarnations of Lord Hari. And in the process of these descriptions, 10 important subject matters are explained. And with the help of these 10 important subject matters, all these tattvas have been explained throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm sure because right now we are on Canto 8th, we have read Canto 2nd. But just to refresh our own memories, Canto 2nd, Chapter 10, verse number 1, which talks about all these 10 topics. Atra sarga visargascha sthanam poshanam utihi Manvantar, Ishanukatha, Nirodha, Nirodha Mukti, Ashraya. These 10 topics. So it's very important as readers or students of Srimad Bhagavatam, we all should be knowing these 10 subject matters, because throughout the 12 cantos, these 10 subject matters are appearing. Jiva Goswami says that these 10 subject matters are appearing in different proportions in different cantos, but they are there in throughout the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. So just a brief, because today's story or today's verse is definitely connecting with one of the subject matter out of these 10. As I said, that these 10 subject matters are present throughout 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. First one is Sarga. Sarga is the element and the creation of elements, 23 elements which are created by Mahavishnu before the creation. Visarga, the secondary creation, which is done by Lord Brahma by taking all these 23 elements and the powers from Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Sthanam, the planetary systems, 14 planetary systems. The information of this is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Poshanam, protection by the Supreme Lord. Poshanam, and we have seen that this chapter or this story of Gajendra Moksha is connected with Poshanam, protection by the Lord. So it has been explained. Utiha, the creative impetus. That means we as living entities, we are covered with karma and avidya shakti of Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord. Avidya is the component, is one of the component of Maya Devi, which is made up of Tamoguna. And this living entity is covered by that. And because of that reason, this living entity misidentifies, the consciousness of living entity misidentifies itself with the material senses, whether it is subtle or gross. And that's why all the happiness, distress, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, asmita, they arise. And because of that reason, the creative impetus or the inclination towards doing fruitive activities just come into us. That describe Utiha or creative impetus. Next is Manvantara, the periods of Manu. The periods of Manu. I request everybody to just remember these terms, because I'm going to use these terms in my presentation, in my rest of the presentation. Manvantara is the period of money, the changing period of Manus. Ishanukatha, the signs of God or incarnations of Lord. Nirodha, dissolution. So those living entities who just fail to go back to spiritual world after getting this human form of life, who miss this opportunity, they just go back after the annihilation of the cosmic material manifestation, and they just rest in the body of Karanodakshaya Vishnu or Mahavishnu till the time next material creation is going to come up. So that's dissolution or temporary relief from the material miseries. Nirodha, mukti. Mukti is liberation. So many times we don't know, many times, that what is the meaning of mukti or moksha. And we ask for it. What is moksha? So somewhere or the other, our story, Gajendra Moksha, is also connected with this aspect, mukti, or liberation. So let's just go into Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 10th of Canto 2nd and verse number 6th, where the exact definition of mukti has been given. And Srila Prabhupada has translated that mukti, the word mukti or moksha or liberation, means when this living entity, the permanent situation of this living entity after leaving subtle and gross changeable bodies. That's the meaning of liberation. So that has been talked about. Hmm? And the 10th topic is Ashraya, the supreme shelter. Now, supreme shelter has been defined from whom everything is emanating, who is the supreme absolute truth. And interestingly, all these, out of all these 10 topics, 9 topics have been explained just to bring out the importance and relevance of the 10th topic. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam is trying to do. To bring out the importance or the relevance or to support the 10th topic, which is supreme shelter. What is the Paribhasa Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam? Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And Jiva Goswami in his Krishna Sandarbha, he is taking this sloka 1328 from Srimad Bhagavatam, and he is saying that this verse is the emperor verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, and other verses, 18,000 verses, 335 chapters are just supporting this verse. And that's the crux of essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. So all these 9 topics, Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshanam, Uti, Manvantara, Ishanu, Katha, Nirodha, Mukti is described only just to establish the Ashraya Tattva or the supreme shelter. Supreme shelter. And for that supreme shelter, if we see in Vedanta, Vedanta Sutra, first sutra is Athato Brahma Jigyasaha. And Srimad Bhagavatam in chapter 1, verse 1, canto 1, 111, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadi Asya Yataha. Sri Vyasadev, he is giving answer right there. Janmadi Asya Yataha, from whom everything is emanating. And he's ending this verse by saying Satyam Parama Dhimahi. So there are 2 things, my dear friends. 2 things. One is Swarupa Lakshana and other is Tathastha Lakshana. So what is Swarupa Lakshana? The definition of Swarupa Lakshana, if I just not go into details and the exact definitions, what has been given to us by Acharyas, just to understand it briefly, Swarupa Lakshana means the primary characteristics of a subject matter. And Lakshan and Tathastha Lakshana means definition. And Tathastha Lakshana or the secondary characteristics of the definition, Tathastha Lakshana is secondary characteristics of any subject matter. So, absolute, in this verse 111 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Satyam Parama Dhimahi is Swarupa Lakshana. That means the supreme absolute truth is Satyam. Or he is the absolute and the truth. But what is the secondary characteristics from whom everything is coming out? Janmadi Asya Yataha. So these 10 topics, as I explained, form the subject of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, why I'm talking all these things today? Because this canto 8th, which is a very, very beautiful canto and has so many stories of Poshanam, and as well as this moksha or mukti, liberation, concerned with the liberation is also here. 8th canto is considered one of the arm of the Supreme Lord, according to Padma Purana. And this 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam prominently, as I said, 10 topics are present entirely in all the 12 cantos. But prominently 8th canto describes or is running on the theme of Manvantara, or the reign of the different Manus. Manus, they are the administrators of the universe, and appointed by the Supreme Lord. And there are 14 Manus who rule in one day of Brahmaji, in one kalpa of a day of Brahmaji. And we know that Brahmaji's days is 1000 Mahayuga, Divya Yuga. So, or Chatur Yugas. So, 14 Manus change in one Kalpa of Brahmaji. And each Manu rules for about 71 Chatur Yugas. And that's what Shukadev Goswami was explaining about Swayambhuva Manu, about the first Manvantara. And then Parikshit Maharaj, he wanted to know more about other Manvantaras also. And that's why in the fourth Manvantara, Shukadev Goswami informed Parikshit Maharaj that in fourth Manvantara, Lord Hari protected Gajendra. Lord Hari is one of the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. It is the incarnation, or is the plenary portion of the Supreme Lord. So Lord Hari protected Gajendra, the king of the elephants. And then when Parikshit Maharaj heard about it, he got so excited to hear and enthusiastic to hear about the narration. Oh, okay. King Gajendra, he was being protected, but what's the story behind it? And then we all know the story because we all have read 4.23 chapters already. So the story, just a brief, short story that powerful Gajendra enters a lake in Ritumat garden of the beautiful Trikuta mountain region, along with his companions, family members, and wives and children. And he was having so much fun in the waters, in the water or in the lake. And suddenly this crocodile, he appeared in the scene, and he grabbed the leg of this Gajendra. Gajendra was very powerful. He thought, what this crocodile is going to do with me? He just tried to fight with him. And other family members, they knew that they are unable to save Gajendra. And Gajendra fought with a crocodile, not for one day, not for a month, not for 1 year, not for 10 years, for 100 years, but for 1,000 years. 1,000 years Gajendra fought with this crocodile. And after fighting for 1,000 years, Gajendra really thought to himself that it's not going to work for me. And Gajendra prayed to the Supreme Lord, Hari. He did not mention any of the names in his prayers, but he indicated the towards the Supreme Lord. He indicated towards the Supreme Lord. So these Srimad Bhagavatam and the Lord, Supreme Lord is Parabrahma, and Bhagavatam is one of the incarnation of Shabda Brahma. We can see here that although Parabrahma and Shabda Brahma, they both are the same. Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma both are the same. We know that Srimad Bhagavatam is compared with Lord Sri Krishna in Padma Purana. But at the same time, and even in 6th canto, Shankarshan, Bhagavan Shankarshan is telling the same thing to Maharaj Chitraketu, that Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma, they are the same. But they are different also. How they are different? They are different because Parabrahma is, because the Parabrahma is denoted or referred to. Parabrahma is denoted, and this Shabda Brahma is denoter. That means, let me explain. There are two terms which has been given by our acharyas, that Parabrahma is Vache and Shabda Brahma is Vachaka. That means this Shabda Brahma is indicated, or Vachaka, or talking about or telling us about the Vache. This indication is there. So this Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma is similar or same, but they are different also. So anyways, so the Srimad Bhagavatam, we saw that Gajendra, after struggling for such a long time, he just surrendered and he remembered a prayer from his previous life. And the previous life has also been explained in this chapter, in chapter number 4, that this Gajendra, he was King Indradumna. And this King Indradumna, he retired from his responsibilities very responsibly in his life. He was a pious king, he was a Rajarishi, and then he engaged himself in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. And one day, Agastya Muni came, and Indradumna, he failed to pay respects and seat to Agastya Muni. And Agastya Muni just got so upset that he cursed Indradumna, Maharaj Indradumna, that because you are so dull, you become like an elephant. And Indradumna became elephant in next line. And crocodile, on the other hand, was King Huhu. Gandharva Huhu. And this Huhu was enjoying in the waters. And then he, out of his mischievous behavior, he just grabbed the leg of Devala Rishi. And this Devala Rishi again cursed King Gandharva Huhu that you just fell down and become crocodile. Because you are so interested in grabbing the legs of people, so just become crocodile. So all these curses, when we hear about it, then we think, oh, great personalities like Agastya Muni and Devala Muni, how they are just cursing people left and right. So there is a mystery behind it too, that because these rishis are being inspired by the Supreme Lord from inside, and we can see even these curses have such a these curses shows such a benediction at the end of the entire story. And we saw that Gajendra helplessly, he wanted to get saved from crocodile, and he, in that helplessness, he created Gajendra Moksha Stotram. And these are the prayers from his previous birth as King Indradumna. And who was the one who reminded Gajendra? Who reminded Gajendra about those prayers? Supreme Lord himself. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Smriti chaham apohanam cha, that I am the one who gives you remembrance. And the Supreme Lord gives remembrance to his devotees, especially when the devotees are in distress, and also in this situation we have seen very perfectly that, whenever a living entity travels with the baggage of karma and avidya with subtle body into other gross body, this Maya Devi is so expert, such an expert tailor, that it design the cloth in such a perfect way that this living entity start connecting itself, or the consciousness of this living entity start connecting itself with that cloth. Like the living entity Indradumna, he just became an elephant. Now Indradumna, this living entity is not thinking that I'm King Indradumna and I was doing so many austerities, performing devotional service. No, this King Indradumna, this completely forgot. Now this living entity is in the body of elephant, a dull elephant, and this living entity is connecting itself with the body of elephant, enjoying with wives and children just like a normal elephant. So similarly, we are living entities also. Just whenever we change our body, we forget everything from the past. But who is the one who reminds, and who is the one who remembers the devotional service? The Supreme Lord. So, my dear friends, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is saying, Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhaktya prayashyati. My devotee never perish. Krishna is promising that. And then we say, whenever the point comes like that, whenever we say, really? So what is happening around us, around the world? What is happening around the world? So many mishappenings are happening, wars are happening, people are dying left and right. Yesterday only there was a plane crash from Ahmedabad, plane, Air India plane, which was coming from Ahmedabad to London. So many sad stories we are hearing. So where is Krishna? Huh? Where is Krishna? And he's saying, Kaunteya Pratijanai, my devotee is never perishing. Where Krishna is? So that's what is given in the topic of Poshanam or protection by the Lord in Bhagavatam. Poshanam for devotees or for living entity, materialistic people, they think the Poshanam is to when Lord maintains the material possessions, material body. But the real Poshanam which Lord do is protect your devotional service. Protect that desire which you might have, with the desire which might have come into your heart due to your free will of surrendering unto the Lord, of performing devotional service. Lord protects that. Lord protects that. And in this chapter, also we have seen that Lord just not cut the head of crocodile and give another long life to the elephant. No, Lord gave Sarupya Mukti, or the Mukti in which devotee gets the body which is just like the Lord. Sarupya Mukti, or liberation to the king of elephants, Gajendra, or King Indradumna. So that's the point. Poshanam by Lord, or when Krishna is saying Yogam Shemam Vahamyaham. So that doesn't mean that, there will be no mishappenings, there will not be death. Death is inevitable. That is inevitable. Our scientists, they are trying to do so many things in order to avoid death, or in order to just seize or freeze this material body. But they are never going to be successful, because this is the mortal world, and every time we can see four types of annihilation which has been described in Canto's 12th. I think it's chapter 4. Four types of annihilation. Constant annihilation is happening. We can see that a living entity is continuously changing the body. Constant annihilation is happening. When I was a baby, my body was different. When I was a young girl, my body was different. Now my body is different. So constant annihilation is happening in front of our eyes. And we are trying to control this, and we are trying to stop this. But it's not going to stop, because Kala Shakti, or the eternal time, which is the Supreme Lord Himself, is present here. Is present here in the form of eternal time. And this time is changing everything. So no matter what inventions, discoveries we are trying to do, nothing is going to work out. Nothing is going to work out. So that's what in Gajendra Moksha is giving so many lessons to all the sects of Varnas and Ashramas. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, and also in all the ashramas. Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. This Gajendra Moksha. And that's why after defining or after explaining this Gajendra Moksha, symbolically also our acharyas have described that this Gajendra is just like a living entity who is enjoying in the waters of material creation, but forgetting that the material sufferings and material problems like crocodile is grabbing onto our leg throughout the time. But we are unaware of it. We are unaware of it. And because we are unaware of it, we are just enjoying our life. We are keep hearing about the people dying every day. But as per Maharaj Yudhishthir's answer to Yaksha, that this most surprising thing is that people are dying every day, but still who are living, they think that I am never going to die. And when we hear these news, these happenings around us, like plane crash or war or so many calamities, we just get, stuck for like half an hour or for a day or for two. But again, like Gajendra, we just enjoy in our material cosmic waters. And then Gajendra, because he had that sukriti of devotional service from before, so Lord reminded him from inside about those prayers which he has forgotten after being in the body of a dull elephant. So that's why this particular shloka or this particular verse, this particular verse 14 is giving us a falashruti, or the conclusion of reading or reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam's Gajendra Moksha. And how many things they are saying? They are talking about 4 things. What are the 4 things? That if we hear and read Gajendra Moksha every morning, and that's given in text 15, then every morning when we read 14th shloka is saying 4 things are going to happen. Promotion to higher planets, promotion to higher planets, and then promotion to higher planets, and then what other thing they said? There will be no bad dreams, and we are going to save ourselves from Kali Kalmashapanam, that from the contamination of Kali Yuga. We are going to save ourselves. And then the 4th thing, one of the 4th thing is we are going to establish our reputation as great devotees. These 4 things are given to us as Falashruti, or the fruit which one can derive after performing the Gajendra Moksha Sutra right early in the morning after rising from the bed. Now, the discussion is not yet over. You know why? Because these 4 Phala Shrutis, which we just read, as devotees of the Lord, we should definitely follow the injunctions of Srimad Bhagavatam and try to recite Gajendra Moksha. Because Gajendra Moksha Sotram reminds us, Gajendra Moksha Sotram reminds us that the Supreme Lord is the protector. He is giving us Poshanam. But at the same time, as devotees of the Lord, our inclination should not only to get promoted to the higher planets or to just save ourselves from the contaminations of Kali Yuga. Our inclination should not be there. Why? Because our Acharya, Rupa Goswami, and we are Rupanugas. We are the followers of Rupa Goswami. Our Acharya, Rupa Goswami, is giving us the definition of Uttama Bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Uttama Bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Uttama Bhakti, why? Because Uttama is Striling. Bhakti Devi is Stri. That's why Uttama Bhakti. And he has given this definition, which is very, very prominent and very, very important to understand the meaning of this definition. Anya abhilashita shunyam, gyan karamadi anavritam, anukulena krishnanu shilanam bhakti uttama. So this definition of pure devotional service is that doing activity in order to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead continuously 24/7 by body, words, and mind, without any contamination or the inclusion of mental speculation or fruitive activities. Gyan karmadi anavritam. Without any motivation, unmotivated, uninterrupted service. And that definition is also given in chapter 1. Sabe pumso paro dharmo yato bhakti adhokshaje. So this definition has also been given when the Sutta Goswamis, they asked from Shaunaka the rishis, what is the essence of all scriptures? What is the essence? The answer, bhakti. But what kind of bhakti? Unmotivated bhakti, uninterrupted bhakti. That's what has been given. If my words are not enough encouraging, let's dig into Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapil Dev Muni's instructions to his mother, Devahuti. What he said for one who is doing 329:13. He is saying, and this verse has been quoted in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Hari Bhakti Vilas, and Chaitanya Charitamrita also. So he's saying the same thing. Salokya Sashti Samipya Sarupya Ketvam Api Utaha Diyamanam Na Grahanti Vina Mat Sevanam Janaha. That means one who is doing my Nirguna Bhakti. Nirguna Bhakti means that bhakti which is above the modes of material nature and there is no motivation behind that. Those devotees don't even ask for these 5 liberations, which forms the part of bhakti. Liberation, mukti. So devotees don't even ask for that. What are the 5 kinds of muktis? I'm sure we all of us knows because we are regular listeners of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sayujya mukti. Sayujya mukti, where a soul just merge into impersonal effulgence. That mukti is in order to attain Nirvishesha Brahman, or the Supreme Lord who is without any attribute. So this kind of mukti is completely rejected by bhaktas or devotees of the Lord. But Sarupya Mukti, which just Gajendra got, liberate the soul, just attain a similar form and qualities and attributes as the Supreme Lord. 400 Vishnu just become like that. Like we also know that in spiritual world, Vaikuntha Lokas, all the people, they look like that. But is that the way where I want to go? If yes, then why not? Just follow the path of Vedi Bhakti, which has been given. Definitely, Vedi Bhakti, according to the Drid Shraddha or Purna conviction or firm conviction in the conjunctions of scriptures under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. Go ahead in this path and yes, we can get Sarupya Mukti. And then Salukya Mukti, the same planet as which the Lord is residing. Samipya Mukti, where there is close proximity with the Lord. And then Sashti, that as a person, the soul gets exactly the same opulences as the Lord, like Bali Maharaj, same opulences as the Supreme Lord. So Rupa Goswami is saying in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Rupa Goswami is saying in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu that Bhukti Mukti Spreha Pishachi Hridi Vartate Tavat. Bhukti Mukti Spreha. Pishachi Hridi Vartate Tavat. Rupa Goswami is saying the desire of bhukti. Bhukti means material opulences. Bhukti, desire for bhukti. And desire for mukti or getting liberated. Getting liberated. What is the definition of mukti? 2.10.6. We can all check mukti, definition of moksha. Liberation. What is the definition? Permanent situation of a living entity after leaving this changeable, subtle and gross bodies. So they desire for both bhukti and muktis. They are like pishachi or witch. Witch. And then in second line, he is saying, Bhakti Sukhayatra Katham Abhyudhayo Bhavet. That not even a fraction of these liberations cannot even give a fraction of pure happiness which alone Swarup Siddha Bhakti is giving. Swarup Siddha Bhakti is direct bhakti, direct devotional service to Lord, like kirtan, bhajan, discussing Hari Katha, chanting, all this Swarup, direct devotional service. That means direct connection, when we have direct connection with the Supreme Lord. Rupa Goswami is saying in 1:22 of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that even a bhakta don't desire or these muktis, these liberation. But also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu itself, in 1 to 55, Rupa Goswami is saying that although the desire for mukti is like a witch, but these four kind of liberations, which we explained, Samipya, Sarupya, Salokya, and Srashti, they are not that unfavorable to bhakti. So any devotee wants to go there can go there by following the path of Vedi bhakti. But Vedi bhakti also has smarana included, love included. We cannot just do it as a mechanism. It's not just, by doing material through the help of material senses, what I'm going to do. I'm not going to catch the spiritual thing, which is the prema of Supreme Lord. But Rupanugas, they are following another path of Raganuga Bhakti. And when we follow that path of Raganuga Bhakti, in that path, that path is the path where the main ingredient is lobha. Lobha of greed, but greed about what? Greed to follow, greed to follow the mood of an eternal associate of the Supreme Lord or Vrajavasis. And by following or getting onto that path, what we are going to get? We are going or getting into a relationship with the Lord. In four of the prominent rasas: Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Madhurya rasa. So Raganuga Bhakti takes us to that route in Goloka Vrindavan, where we can have relationship with Vajendra Nandan Krishna. And we can share our relationship with that. So all these pastimes, we saw the Phalashruti, or the fruit which we are driving from the Gajendra Moksha Stotram, doing every day, every morning, and reminding ourselves that the Supreme Lord comes in distress. He is coming in distress for Gajendra. He's going to be there for us also, us. But the intention which our Rasik acharyas have given to us is something even higher than attaining those muktis. Srimad Bhagavatam is giving and is written just to give everybody what they want to get from it. In the translation, we have seen Prabhupada is given Brahmana Vaishnavas should rise and recite this. And in the explanation in the purport also, Prabhupada is explaining, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about the relationship between a spiritual master and a disciple. So I'm coming there in a bit. So the path is clear. What path I want to go? I want Swarupa Mukti, Salokya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Sashti. I want to go here, or I want to go and get into the relationship with the Supreme Lord in Raganuga Marg. So the sadhya or the goal determines the sadhana or the path. Both paths is bhakti. Vedi bhakti is bhakti. It's not without smaranam or without the attention of the mind. Definitely. This material senses are, sometimes we think, okay, 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles, this much of lifetime, I'm going to go back to the Supreme Lord. That's true. That because our spiritual master has given this to us. And there is a lot of potency in the words of spiritual master. But again, my dear friends, Krishna is a person. He is not a machine. Like, I have this much bank balance. I just insert my card in the machine and I'm going to encash whatever I have done. Everywhere the definition is very, very clear of bhakti. Unmotivated, uninterrupted. But if I still have spriha or desire for liberation, then definitely Krishna is going to grant us that. But somehow or the other, we are missing out on the best thing. We are missing out. Sometimes whenever there is festival time and the prasadam start to come out from the kitchen, and the people who are very hungry at that time after the entire day of festival, they want to eat. The few items comes out from the kitchen and they start making plate and eat everything, and then they cannot wait. They just eat everything and they're just finished. But then after some time, because the cook was not able to finish the entire preparation at the and then after some time, gulab jamuns are coming, cake is coming, and then so many beautiful looking sweet dish are coming. And then this person says, oh my God, now my tummy is so full, I cannot even look at the cake. So don't miss out on the best thing. And that's why our Rasik Acharyas have given us the perfect things. But this is not going to come as, let me just open Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm going to read Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Let me just read and I'm going to get it. No, importance of spiritual master is immense. And the spiritual master plays a very crucial role in just taking the avidya, the covering of avidya away from the consciousness of the living entity. This avidya, I said, right? This living entity is covered with karma, avidya, chittam, ahankar, mana, buddhi, and then subtle senses and gross senses, all these. So all these are because of the presence of Vidya, potency of the Maya, Devi. Spiritual master plays a perfect role in uncovering it. So spiritual master, every morning we recite this, right? Vede gai jahara charito. Vede gai jahara charito. Even Vedas are, explaining the importance of spiritual master. And Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami, he has given gurus, the qualification of a guru also in Hari Bhakti Vilas, and also the qualification of a perfect disciple. And he is saying that, and even Srila Prabhupada also mentioned many times in his purports, a guru should be Kshotriya Brahmanishta. And should be coming from an authoritative disciplic succession. Kshotriya Brahmanishta, that means this guru is Brahmanishtam. He himself has to have faith on the Supreme Lord, and he has to get this message from the Supreme Lord. He is a representative of the Supreme Lord. And our Jeev Goswami, he has given us in Bhakti Sandarbha 3 types of guru: Shravana Guru, Bhajana Siksha Guru, and a Mantra Diksha Guru. Shravana Guru, initial sadhu sangha, where we hear from, in order to confirm our faith in the conclusion of Shastras. We keep continuously hear from so many devotees. They all are our Shravana Gurus. And then Bhajan Shiksha Guru, when we enter into Bhajan Kriya, our mentors, they teach us, do this, don't do this, don't do this, do this, right? Bhajana Siksha, and then Mantra Guru, who is giving us Diksha. So Mantra Guru can be Shravana Guru, and Diksha Guru can be Shravana Guru and Siksha Guru also. So the thing is, the point which I'm trying to make, and Srila Prabhupada also in purport has given, it's the responsibility of a disciple to follow the injunctions of the Shastras as per the instructions of spiritual master. Only then this route is possible in the life of a living entity. Because this human form of life is a very rare achievement. We have been hearing it since such a long time. As soon as we enter in ISKCON, we just keep hearing this point. Human life is difficult, human life is rare to achieve, and now our ear is become immune completely. Completely immune of hearing this thing. Okay, every lecture same thing. Okay, human life is difficult. Okay, it is difficult and rare. We are going to get it again, just like we got it this time. So what is the point of just keep hearing again? And what we are doing, I am doing my chanting 16 rounds, 4 regs. I am going to go back definitely. Human life is difficult. Yes, we have to keep hearing it, because this is the only thing which is not sinking inside us. If it sinks inside us, then I am doing mala not as a robot. I'm talking about myself, not about any of the devotees present on the call. Not doing mala as a robot, but smaranan should be added to it too. Krishna smaranam. What are the 2 vidhi nisheda of injunctions of Shastras? Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna. In Madhya Leela, chapter 22nd, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching Rupa Goswami on the process of devotional service, and Rupa Goswami is also including this in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Always remember Krishna. Don't forget him. These 2 principles are forming the basis of every activity which we are doing. Smaranam. Don't just exclude Smaranam. It's important. Even Srila Prabhupada has said so many places. Chant attentively. And when attentively word is given, attentively means chant with your mind. Chant including your mind. Not the mind has gone here and there and then we are chanting. Definitely there are not rules and regulations, but there are definitely recommendations which are given by Sanatana Goswami in his Hari Bhakti Vilasa. There are 6 tips which has been given to us. Anyways, the time is over. I don't want to just keep going, because as we know, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam is immense, and one shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam can be presented in so many different ways. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, right? Prati akshare, prati shloke, nana arth gai. So Srimad Bhagavatam glories is immense. I don't think that I have done any justice with these 2 shlokas today, but whatever has come into my mind, and whatever I have learned from my from the senior Vaishnavas, from my Shravana Gurus, from my Shiksha Gurus and my Diksha Guru, I try to present it in the same way. But if there is any mistake I have committed, please forgive me and please bless me, that I may continue in my path of spiritual life in the process of devotional service. At this time, if anyone has any questions, comments, additions, corrections, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah, devotees, if you have any questions, please ask Mataji. So, Mataji, I have many questions, but I would like to hear from the senior devotees. My questions are a little bit related to this, and I will come to you later, Mataji. Yes, devotees, you have any questions to Mataji?
I don't think so that anyone has any
Okay.
question. So,
Mataji, then I will ask my question, but just forgive me, the way I put my question may be not correct because I am still learning it. I understand from today's lecture that, correct me if I'm wrong, what I understood is right or wrong. Like we said that just we should not strive for only for the liberation. This is what either liberation to the just heavenly planets or the 5 types of mukti. But what I understood is you should strive for the Raganuga Bhakti or the Premanuga Bhakti, which I also heard, right? There's other level of the Bhakti called Premanuga Bhakti. Is it right?
Raganuga Bhakti. Two paths are there, Vidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti in pure devotional service and practice. Yes, two Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti has two paths, Raganuga Bhakti and Vedi Bhakti. So these are
What about the Premanuga Bhakti? I heard something like that.
No, it's Raganuga Bhakti.
It's Raganuga, okay.
Raganuga Bhakti. So if anybody has given this name Premanuga, maybe to the same thing, but Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is calling it Raganuga Bhakti.
Mataji, for me, just like I'm just at a beginning level, I don't know much about, I'm starting hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam on this platform. For me, just like a beginner, or you can say, what should be the motive? As I understand, spiritual master will tell what is the direction, that's what you communicate. But from your perspective, because you're senior to us, at least I consider for me, okay, so what is your advice for a beginner like us? What type of bhakti he should try to focus it or should try to strive for it within the limitations of whatever it is, the Maya, all prarabh, etc., etc., etc.
I'm also a beginner, Prabhuji. I'm no way any senior. I'm also a beginner. But yeah, what has been suggested, we should start, because if we don't have spontaneous love for the Lord, for the Supreme Lord, so definitely we are following under the Vedi Sadhana Bhakti. But even for doing Vedi Sadhana Bhakti, before that there is a Samanya Bhakti, where the faith is not that firm. So we should try to try to build our faith on the injunctions of Shastras by listening to Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. By Shastras, I mean Bhakti Shastras. That means Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Those granthas or those texts which are, I said, right, Vachya and Vachaka, those who are directly pointing out towards Krishna, right? If my goal is to attain the Supreme Lord Krishna. So I should be doing Vedi Sadhana Bhakti. And for that, I should be following the rules and regulations. And also, but by following rules and regulation does not mean that I just don't have that connection with the Supreme Lord. Sometimes we think because I don't have spontaneous love, but that don't mean that, we don't have connection. We still be focus should be on the last goal or the ultimate goal, and we should have connection. Just like, let me give you an example, and this example has been given so many times, that just like, in India, couple of years back, a girl and boy, they used to get married at very early age. And the boy maybe is around 12 years and girl maybe around 8-9 years, like that. So it has been said that the girl never go to the house of her husband until the age of her puberty. So but whenever her husband, he visits the village or the house of the girl, according to the directions of her parents, this girl serve her husband. She knows that this is my husband and I'm going to remain with this person for the rest of my life. She is serving her very nicely, and but she don't have that much love for him. But she knows that he is my husband. This is my responsibility. But by keep serving him again and again, once this lady or this girl goes with her husband, after some time, then after living with him, she gets that love, attachment, deep attachment. So it started with the directions of parents when the husband was coming and she was serving. She was not living with this person. She just knew that this is my husband, I'm going to live with him. And from there, she has little bit of responsibility. And because of that responsibility, some kind of prem arose, little bit of prem. So similarly, because we don't have that much love and attachment with our real husband or father, Krishna. So according to the injunction, according to the direction of spiritual master, Shravan Guru, Siksha Guru, Diksha Mantra Guru, we should be serving the Supreme Lord. And by that serving, when we serve deities, love, Krishna Prema. How the Krishna Prema arise? Because Prema or the Prema is Swarupa Shakti of the Lord. It never comes by doing material things. But when we follow the injunctions of our spiritual master, who has the prema in his heart, he rub off that prema into our heart too. So our duty as when we are starting into our bhakti, first of all, build strong faith by listening to Bhakti Shastras, reading Bhakti Shastras, having full firm faith, because Shankshatmya Vinashyati. Krishna is saying Bhagavad Gita. One who has died is going to get vinash, or is going to get destroyed. So with full faith on the injunctions of Shastras, directions of spiritual master, we should just plant our bhakti seed and guard it from the offenses. Mataji read 10 offenses in the start of the class, right? So guard yourself, that bhakti beach very nicely, give water, and this bhakti beach going to become a plant. And then when following that, when our smaranan become so, when our smaranan becomes so powerful and constant, and you can read in Nectar of Instruction, text 8 purport. Prabhupada is given from Shravana Dasha to Sampatti Dasha, how a person can progress in that. So I think that's your answer. NOI purport 8, NOI text 8, Nectar of Instruction text 8 purport.
Thank you so much,
I
Mataji.
was able to answer. If nobody has
There is a message.
Yeah. I think someone raised hand.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes,
Dandavat
Valli
Pranam.
Mataji. Yes, please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Mataji?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a very, very wonderful class, Mataji. How you started it starting from the Gajendra and the Falasruti. You gave the description of the entire Bhagavatam in this session, Mataji. How each section is divided and how much this chapter it is Poshana. So many stories are mentioned, and how the Gajendra Moksha only has this Falasruti, right? Not any other stories also. How much it is helpful for us. And coming from different types of muktis and what kind of mukti as we have to aspire as devotees. And also, Mataji, what you said is we are taking it granted that we are having a human life and we are not using it completely. Maybe our eyes and our ears got immune. I like that word, Mataji, a lot. How much confidence you are saying the class. It is very, very inspirational, Mataji. So I'm so thankful for you today. It is very, very wonderful to hear you, Mataji. Please come back again, and we want to hear from you more of these instructions. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. These are the instructions for me, Mataji, not for all of you devotees. You are hearing, listening every day very, very nicely. So you all know. I am the one who wants to know, Mataji.
Yeah, as you said, like we are just doing our chantings, our reading and listening, and we think that we are going there, but what are we doing within our soul? Is it intimately connected with Lord Krishna? Is it in this connection? That's what we are. We have to observe ourselves deep inside.
Yes.
That's what I got from your class today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for your kind and inspiring words. But the class was actually for me. I was teaching. I was teaching to myself that my ears became immune hearing, listening every lecture in everywhere. But I don't know when I'm going to do this and take this instruction seriously, practically, and do something about it. And the goal is
Sure,
not just to-
definitely, Mataji, because Krishna says himself right in Bhagavad Gita that who preaches this is his most favorite. So you're doing the preaching work that is taking you very close to Krishna, Mataji.
Krishna is so kind, Mataji, and
Clear
so
also.
are the devotees. So kind. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, there is a question in the chat box. Do you like to clarify? I'll read it from Induleka Premajit Devadas Mataji. How Krishna, can one recite Gajendra prayers daily with the conscious of getting Krishna Prem to avoid liberation? That was the question.
Yes, Mataji, definitely. If we see in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu and also in Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada, it comes under it comes under NOD 9th, if I'm not wrong, chapter 9th, submission, reciting notable prayers. So when it has been given reciting notable prayers means as given in the Shastras, because we are still not on, talking again about myself, on the spontaneous loving devotional service of the Lord. So cannot create our own prayers. But yes, definitely it's given in Bhagavatam. Yes, with the consciousness you have, Mataji pointed out really correctly. I'm learning from you, Mataji, with the consciousness of getting Krishna Prema. You can definitely, because Poshanam, the part of Poshanam definitely talks about two things, material for material people, material things, and for devotees, Krishna is doing Poshanam, protection of the bhakti. And what desire we have in our minds, with that consciousness, our society name is ISKCON, Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada did not name this Krishna service or Krishna something else. Krishna consciousness. When consciousness word is there, smaranam is very important. And if you can do with this consciousness, Mataji, please bless me also that I can do with this consciousness, and finally we all can reach to our goal or prayojana, which is the Mahaprabhu has given, prema. Very difficult. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji, please
Mataji.
accept marble obeisances. All glories to
Nice to
Srila
see you,
Prabhupada.
Mataji, on screen. Please accept mine, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Wonderful class, and very nicely you quoted so many examples and so many verses, Mataji. Wonderful, wonderful class, Mataji. Thank you so much.
I need your prayers and need your blessings. Please bless me, Mataji. You all are senior devotees here and doing such nice katha every morning. Definitely very inspiring for all of us. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Please pray for us and pray for me, so I can become serious in devotional service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, once again for letting lecture. I think if there are no questions from any devotees, I think we can offer our wishes to Mataji. So let's pray.
To all the devotees present on the call, please.
Yeah. Let's pray our wishes to Mataji.
Mataji, we need to read the comments, especially given by Lalita Mataji and Dinabandhu Prabhu, because they wrote on the chat box. Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, because
Dear Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for such a complete presentation with such clarification and pure motivation by you to please your spiritual master and Lord Krishna. We are so uplifted and thankful to your enthusiasm and dedication to Sankirtana and expert dissemination of the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Your great servants, Lalita Devi Dasi and Dinabandhu Guru Das. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji and Mataji. I am not worthy of these words, but as kind Vaishnavas, you are glorifying other Vaishnavas. Very inspiring for me. I should do the same thing. Thank you so much. All glories to Gurudev, my Shravan Gurus, Siksha Gurus, and my Mantra Guru and Srila Prabhupada. Everything is coming from them. I am just a postmaster. Don't give the credit to who you are seeing. Just give the credit to Srila Prabhupada, who has given us, all of the things. Thank you so much.
One more comment by Manjiri Leela Mataji. Hare Krishna, such a wonderful lecture and power-packed class, Mataji. So many wonderful things you have mentioned. I am overwhelmed with all the different things all packed in one. So I need to listen to this again. Thank you so much. Please continue giving your classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear devotees, for giving such a wonderful welcome. You all are so kind. I am not eligible for all these words. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shamagori Mataji, for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vanita Gandharvika Mataji, and
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for the beautiful class. Let us offer our obeisances once again. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo anantagoti vaishnava ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Her Grace Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji ki jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Koti koti
Dandavat
Pranam. Nityananda Hari Hari Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya ki jai.